Hello everyone. Today I will be introducing a new segment into my, YouTube channel, and this is going to be essentially, kind of, for me at least, a long time coming, even though I tried to fight this feeling for as long as possible. But I am collecting NCT, and I have some photo cards to put away. So this has been a month, or a little over a month's worth of collecting. And I have decided to kind of collect them passively. I'm trying to be as realistic as possible. And by realistic, it means I know I'm going to be spending money on them, so I will try to limit as much as I possibly can. But because I have a little pile that I want to put away so I can start figuring out my organization, I decided to start putting them away now, even though I know I have more coming in. So I'm going to be using my CIX binder because there's definitely a lot more room in this binder, and even though CIX is having a comeback and I will be collecting them then, that's probably only going to take up like an extra page because I think there are 2 photo cards per member per version and 2 versions, so that's only 4 photo cards for Seunghoon, who I fully collect. And they haven't announced any platforms or jewel cases, so I think I will be okay with just getting those 2 albums and trying to trade or join it through a GO. But either way, that's only going to take up an additional page. So I will be using the rest of this space for NCT. So even though I say that I am collecting NCT, I am mostly only collecting Dream, although I only have one. Technically I have multiple 127 photo cards in here, but that's because I am collecting haechan. So I went to the concert a couple months back and unfortunately fell in love with them. So here I am going to start collecting them. And I'm not going to be doing as much back collecting as I usually do when I get into a group, i.e., for example, looking at Pentagon, SF9, CIX especially, because I have a completed CIX Seunghoon collection. So I said I was only going to collect Dream, and I was going to collect them very passively. My bias is haechan, and if anyone knows anything about NCT, it is that he is probably one of the more popular members. At least that's what I think is happening, because his photo cards tend to go pretty fast when it comes to sales. So I do think he's one of the more popular members, so he will be difficult to collect, especially because he has over, I think, 100 photo cards, just because he's in both Dream and 127. But funnily enough, I decided to start watching some 127 content just because I wanted to, watch more haechan stuff, and I wanted to see how his interactions differ between 127, where he's a maknae, and Dream, where he is one of the technically older members. Actually, I think he's like right in the middle when it comes to Dream. But I really wanted to just see how he was different in terms of his role, because I know that age is a big thing in Korean culture. But unfortunately, or I guess fortunately, not sure. Haven't decided on how I'm going to differentiate that yet. But luckily for me, I decided to, or not I decided, but while watching 127 stuff, I got really into taeil for some reason. Like, this is not a drag at all, but I think this is very similar to my usual bias trend when it comes to other groups as well, is that I either bias the one who's like super extraordinary, and like the variety person, if anything. For example, Shinwon in Pentagon or Dawon in SF9. And then I have a second bias who tends to be very mellow, very low-key, like almost just like a regular dude who just happened to find his way into a K-pop group. So in SF9 that would be Zuho, Pentagon that would be Yowon, and in 127 I guess it would be taeil. So that is how that ended up happening. And I have a bunch of jeno photo cards here. I'm not sure how I'm going to organize these yet, because I know technically some of these are like, I think this one's a merch card. This one's a merch card, so I don't think I want to put it with everything else, and I guess this is also a merch card as well. But I am mostly just randomly collecting the dream stuff, or the dreamies. Like, I was looking at a template a while ago for haechan, took one look at it, and immediately wanted to exit out. I am not a completionist. I will maintain that for the rest of my life, and I hope I never start being a completionist, because I think I would honestly drive myself up a wall, and I want to respect myself and not do that. I have quite a few completionist friends, and they are wild. Like, I was asking around some friends about NCT Dream, and they were telling me how some of haechan's photo cards can sell for $50, $50 US. And I am not about that life. I don't think I can handle it. Like, I don't think I've spent that much for any photo card, and that was just like a regular album photo card. But I think the reason why it was more expensive is because it was from one of those really big, like, NCT 2020 like albums where there are 23 members and still only one photo card per member. So I'm not gonna do that to myself. I think the most I've ever spent on a photo card was like $25 US, and it was a winter photo card, so it wasn't even like a bad deal. And here I have a bunch of circle cards. I know people don't like circle cards usually. Actually, now that I have them in my hands, I am confused as to why people don't like them, because one, they fit in a binder, so like that's not the issue. Because I know people don't usually like postcards or large inclusions because they don't fit. But these are fine. Like, sure, they're not photo cards, but every now and then I do get into a mood where I'm like super jaded over photo card collecting, even though I am making a video where I'm putting away photo cards right now. But large inclusions are, fun. These are actually really nice quality. They're like a lot thicker than I expected them to be. Like, it's almost like a coaster material, when I thought it would kind of be PC material, but yeah, I like the circle cards. I'm not gonna spend money on them because, I mean, the resale value is kind of low, if anything, but I will probably just keep trading for them if I can. Oops. Did I mess up? Yes, I did mess up. I'm not really collecting based off of templates, I'm just collecting based off of what I have, or what I have to trade and what other people have as well. I have kind of made my own templates, or I made like my own wish list where I put down what photo cards I wanted, just so I can kind of bar myself from looking at buying photo cards that I didn't want until I saw them. It's kind of like that phrase, oh, I never knew I wanted it until I saw it, or like I never knew I wanted it this much before. Well, that's because technically, if you didn't know about its existence, you're not gonna crave it. So that is my thing with looking at templates, is that I don't want to tempt myself by finding more photo cards that I think are very pretty. So that is it. I'm pretty sure I talked very fast, and if I can, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, but I want to make like a divider between my CIX and between my little NCT collection, so I can differentiate where I'm going to start putting photo cards in. But yes, this is my collection so far. I do have 2 photo cards coming in. One is a taeil one and one is a haechan one. Unfortunately, that means it looks like I have to add some more pages here. But I am trying to limit my photo card. Actually, I have even more stuff coming in because I have one 127 album coming in and one Dream album coming in. So, yeah, that means more photo cards and more pages. But here's what I have so far. I am happy with everything, not going based off of templates. Jeno is not my bias, but I found someone who's willing to trade a lot, but he is climbing up there. Chenla is also climbing up there. Ranjun is also up there. Like, honestly, for almost everyone in NCT Dream, aside from Jisung, I like got into them and swerved into their lane for a little bit. I think I just need like a bit more time with Jisung just because I still think that he's really young. But aside from that, I am kind of happy with my collection. If I do decide to start collecting them fully in the future for future comebacks, like, I don't know what's gonna happen with 127 because they're starting their enlistment era soon, and then Dream is still chilling, they're young. But for 127, I don't know. I think my bias in 127 is taeil and haechan, and with one of them gone, I don't know if the love will still be there. But I still might just get like one photo book version, and then get haechan's card and then call it a day. And then 127, and then for Dream, we'll see how I feel. But that is my rapid fire collection update where I started to add to my NCT Dream collection and fully put them away. Let me count how many cards I had. I'm curious. So that's 15 cards. 15 cards and 8 circle cards in the span of a month, or about 2 months since I first got into them. That's fine. I will take it slow. I hope this doesn't age poorly and I start to really become an NCTizen, N-citizen, I don't know how you pronounce it. I hope I don't fall down the rabbit hole of back collecting fully, because that is going to be bad for my mental health and financial health. But that's okay. Thank you for watching. This was very fast because I have things to do, but I hope I can see you next time and that I am reasonable about my NCT collection moving forward.